Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started. I just want to thank everyone for joining today, taking out an hour or so so we can cover email marketing strategies worth copying. If you've attended my webinars in the past, I've done shows on Facebook pages you should copy, Facebook ads you should copy, and today I'm going to focus on email marketing strategies worth copying. Again, my name is Neil. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about myself later in the call today. But one of the things that I always get asked is email dead? Email is definitely not dead. Email is the channel that generates the highest ROI for marketers in the past 10 years. So email marketing is the channel generating the highest ROI for marketers for the past 10 years. And for every $1 spent, email marketing generates a $38 in ROI. So email marketing is about making money. So when you perfect that, the more money you make. And once again, my name is Neil Mitchell. Here at Curator, they call me Neil the Deal. And at our company, we have a very family-oriented culture. But really, what we're about people work. We're about people work. We help our clients focus on people while we focus on passwords and pixels. And our company Curator, we are a full service digital marketing and technology company. We work with top producing agents and real estate teams. And very similar to Jordan Rossman, since 2015, he has grown his business by 4x, and we have hundreds and hundreds of clients. And in fact, every single year we do an in-person client event. I hope to see a lot of you later this year. This is a screenshot of a lot of them. We have hundreds and hundreds of clients. And for our clients, one of the things that we coach, there's a simple framework that we coach our clients on. And this framework is something that we've used to grow our company. I've worked here at Curator now for 3 years, and this is the framework that we've used to scale our own company, but also help our clients grow their business. And we call this framework CAB. This is how we help our clients get results. It is an acronym for Create, Advertise, Blast. But again, today we're going to be covering email marketing strategies you can copy, things that will have an impact on your business. We're going to cover email marketing strategies that you should copy right away. If I could help have an impact on just one person's business today, that's going to satisfy me. So if you haven't done so already, grab a pen and paper, and because today this is what we're going to learn. The first thing I'm going to cover, the first thing I'm going to go through are email marketing stats and tips. The second thing I'm going to cover are free places where you can find great emails. Copy, swipe those emails, and add them to your database. The third thing I'm going to cover are 5 email templates you can use right away. If you're a top producing real estate agent and you're on this call, these are 5 templates that you can easily copy and use today. And then the last thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to unveil Curator Brain. And Curator Brain is Curator's latest and greatest technology. I'm proud and I feel grateful to actually unveil that to the public today. And the first tip I want to talk about really focuses on time. As business professionals, time matters. If you have a family, time, it feels like it just slips away. And every day, this is a stat that I've actually been using pretty regularly over the last month, and other sales professionals here at Curator. 11 a.m. has the highest click-through rate for actually sending emails. So if you're figuring out what time of the day to send out your emails, if you're sending them out today at 8 o'clock or later in the evening, once you wrap up your appointments, we know that 11 a.m. has the highest click-through rate for sending emails. And again, sending emails is about making money. The next stat, or the next couple of tips I want to cover really focuses on subject lines. And so subject line is something that seems very simple, but actually have a big impact on your open rate. Most emails are actually open up on your cell phone, not on the actual desktop. So the subject line is a great way to capture attention. So whenever you use a subject line that's more than 5 words, it can actually decrease your open rate. The next thing I want to cover is what you can actually put in a subject line. I send out tons of emails, for curator, curator follow up, curator agreement. And one of the things that I found that can have a big impact on your open and reply rate is actually next steps. Your foreshadowing the next steps has a huge impact on open and reply rate. It can definitely skyrocket that. So using next steps on your next email for after an appointment, after an event, in the subject line, using next steps is going to have a huge impact at creating a conversation. And the next step, again, subject lines are very, very important. And, is absolutely important because if it's too long or, right away when someone sees that on a notification, it can determine if they actually open it. And your words matter. Words definitely matter. And using the word thank you actually has the highest above engagement levels for email. So, again, saying thank you has a huge, huge impact. And, as you're sending out emails daily, weekly, monthly, there's actually a lot of things you should avoid. There's a lot of things that you actually avoid saying in the subject line. And so saying simple things like "can you chat" can actually deflect the conversation. And again, these emails that are sent out from your database or that you send out, daily, weekly, or monthly, if you just simply use check in, using check in has triple the open rate and the reply rate of "can you chat." And it's just a simple change, but check in or "can you chat" has just changing that and using check-in will have a big impact on your reply rate. The next thing I want to cover really focuses on images. And images, if you're a top producing real estate agent, I've talked to thousands of agents over the last 6 years. And one of the things that I've seen is that agents are conditioned to use images. They're very, very easy. You can copy them and add them to an email. But one of the things is you're building a campaign, you're sending out an email, the more images that you actually use in an email, the click-through rate tends to decrease. So if you want to send out an email about a listing, let's say, and you want to add 30 photos, over time that is going to tend to decrease your open rate, which is going to deflect conversations happening, which you can use to create more appointments and get more deals. And that's so using less images will have a big impact on your click-through rate. The next thing I want to cover is video. So if images can actually decrease the click-through rate, video is talked about a lot now. I see it at every event, every conference. There's popular video technologies like BombBomb. I know a lot of our employees here at Curator, they use BombBomb to send to their clients. So video is important. However, in an email, emails with video have a 5.6% open rate and a 96.4% higher click-through rate. So I can appreciate if you're nervous about video, I can understand being in front of a camera can be intimidating. But if you want to create more conversations right now via email, simply doing a video, 30 minutes, 1 minute, will have a huge impact on creating more conversations, all via email. So video is, of course, very, very important. And I know that's something that's talked about a lot. But there's actually a trend happening right now that a lot of you may have seen. And I'm curious to know in the chat, if you've actually seen the use of emojis. This particular stat is very meaningful to me. I'm 31 years old. I'm technically what you call a millennial. I've actually been using email probably since like 95 or 96. But using emojis, 1/3 of millennials are comfortable using emojis to communicate with a direct manager or senior executive. I'm not sure if I ever sent any emojis to Chris or Jimmy, but apparently this is a trend that's sort of increasing. So I want to go in the chat. I'm curious to know, has anyone, any of the marketers on the call, if you've actually have seen this trend? And again, and this stat is about using emojis, the comfortability of it. If you work with a lot of millennials, you may see emojis come up. So I'm just curious to know, how that's, if people are actually seeing this trend like we have. Let's see here. Claire Wilson, mostly in Facebook ads. Yeah, Facebook is definitely definitely a way to consistently see emojis. I know that's something that we coach here at Curator, and you definitely will see a lot in ads. But this is something that in emails will also be used. But whether it's in a text message, in an email, an emoji is just simply a form of communication, and you either adapt or you die, right? That's sort of how human beings are. So using emojis, you'll probably see that happening more and more often. And so emojis, that's something that you'll see more and more often. But again, any email that you send out, it truly is about creating more conversations. People opening them and clicking the link that you may have in the email. And so personalization is something that's really meaningful to a lot of people. Even if you're doing mass emailing or using something like segmentation, using a personalized message, sending out a message that basically tricks someone to thinking they're the only one that received it. I can't tell you, I get tons and tons of appointments because of that. Sending them to all sorts of people, real estate agents, mortgage guys, you name it. Tons of people reply to our messages. So the more personal the message is, using their first name, can truly help your open rate. So for personalized messages, 17.6% open rate compared to 11.4% without any personalization. So that one step, 6%, more deals, 6% more conversations. So personalization, of course, can have a big impact on helping you generate more conversations. And the last tip I want to share with you, hope you guys are like these tips. I hope you're grateful for these tips. I've been using these. I've sort of researched and done a lot of work. But one of the things that I've found that has probably one of the biggest impacts, if every $1 you spent has a $38 return, probably a big part of that is using segmentation. So you're sending out emails to specific groups inside of your CRM, your customer relationship management tool, in case you're unfamiliar with that acronym. So if you have a CRM, if you have any labels or tags that you have set up, maybe your buyers, your sellers, your hot prospects, people that have visited your website. So segmentation, sending out an email to specific lists, that generates 58% of all revenue. 58%. So that's a big freaking deal. So if you're just sending out mass emails to your entire database, just using something like segmentation can definitely help you move the needle to drive you more revenue for your business. And so I hope those tips and tricks, hope you guys have written those down. Again, this call is recorded. But now I want to get into, places where you can find great emails. Of course, there's Google. You can definitely search emails, but what I'm going to get into next are actually websites that you can write down and use immediately to see examples. If you're a marketer and I know that coming up with that best email to send out every single day or every single week, it can be stressful and you may not have time to do it. So finding a place to get inspiration and ideas from other companies, I'm going to share those with you right now. And the first one I'm going to give you, the website is goodsalesemails.com. Again, that's goodsalesemails.com. And so a lot of great companies like Curator, they believe in coming from a place of contribution. So, a company just created this as a side project. And again, the website is goodsalesemails.com, and you can learn how some of the best emails are being sent for sales. So a lot of great companies, one of the things I like most about it is simply, you can click on any email and it shows you the campaign. And, has a subject line. It has, shows you how using things like merge codes, is important. But it basically shows you everything that they send in their emails. Again, great inspiration for sales emails. So that website, again, is goodsalesemails.com. There's tons of them. And you can just scroll down, check these out later. But again, just copy these. They made it very easy. If you have a system that uses merge codes, they actually just set it all up for you. just copy those and you simply add those to your database. And so goodsalesemails.com, great place to find free emails, and that free is always good. The next one that I want to show you is justgoodcopy.com. So the website is, the URL is justgoodcopy.com, and I like this particular website because not only do they have emails, they make it very, very easy to find emails based on specific categories. So I'm actually going to go to that website. It's good is goodemailcopy.com. And this is something you can check out. You can search, you can find by categories, but again, they make it very easy to find great emails. And let's focus on, thank you. That I think we've seen that using thank you in the subject line can have a big impact. So these companies are using thank you in their own emails. Thanks a billion. So again, very relevant, but again, they make it very, very easy to find emails based on categories, but then actually just copying these. You can just copy and paste it if it's an email that you find that you like. So thank you. I know that's something we're talking about today, but they have tons of different things that could be relevant to your business. So goodemailcopy.com, they make it easy for you to, again, swipe their emails and add to your own database. And the third website I want to provide you, the way that you find this particular tool, you're actually going to use Google. So it's a website or a tool that's provided by attach.io. And so you're going to just Google attach.io sales templates, and it's going to be the first result at the top. So attach.io, not .com. I know it's a little strange. It's attach.io sales email. Just Google search that, and you will find this particular website. And so when you go to attach.io, what you're going to find are tons of templates. So much like justgoodcopy.com, they make it very easy for you to find emails based on categories. So if you're trying to create your own email, one of the things I like that they provide is a category for subject line. So we've covered some subject lines like thank you, making sure that the subject line is 5 words or less. And so a lot of these subject lines, they follow those same rules. So if you need some inspiration for subject lines, they provide that. And again, they provide a very simple way to find email templates, but also simple things like subject lines that you could easily copy and draw inspiration from. So those first three websites, great places where you can just copy stuff and add to your database, which is very, very easy to do. So I hope you guys like these websites that I've shown here thus far. But one of the things that the email templates the websites that I just provided you, those emails are very good for sending emails to one person. And a lot of times I know that if you're running a business, being able to plan and map out an email or maybe an email campaign, it could be something that interests you. So there's another website I want to share with you. It is emaildrips.com. The website is emaildrips.com. And this particular website, it is a great place to find action plans and drip campaigns from other companies. But also, it has a way to find drip campaigns by category. So I'm going to pull that up now, and the website is just emaildrips.com. And since we're doing a live event, the first thing I want to show you is here on the right side, if you want to find some of their email sequences, email drips, they have categories. You can also search. So one thing I want to, because we're in a live event, I'm just going to go to live event, email drips. A lot of you probably got on this call today because of an email. So if you click on a category, what it does, it actually finds, several options where you can click search and it'll find campaigns that match up whatever you want to search. So I found this one from Digital Marketer, which I thought was interesting because I actually read all the campaigns. And again, they use images, they use great subject lines, but it'll give you not just one email, it'll give you like 30 emails or whatever the number of emails that they used. They provide you every single step in the campaign. So if you're someone that want to study the frameworks of drip campaigns, if you want to geek out about emails, this is a great place to do it. I spent a lot of time on this website in preparation for this. And this is a great way that, again, you can actually just easily copy or just following their strategies. I think is something that can be insightful and help you just digesting the framework of these campaigns. I think could be very, very impactful. So we know that email marketing can help you create more conversations that leads to closed deals, and that's why you will want to read about this. And so I found emaildrips.com. Again, they give you campaigns that you can easily copy and draw some inspiration from. So hope you guys like those websites that I've shared thus far. And then there's one last one that I found as a bonus. It doesn't really provide any emails, but I travel all over the country. In fact, tomorrow I'm flying to Boston for an event. So if you're going to be in Boston, if you're in Boston, you're on this call, please message me, neil@curator.com. Maybe you can get a free ticket to our event. We'd love to see you there. But this particular website that I'm going to share with you, it is hunter.io. So again, it's not .com, it is hunter.io. So this particular website, again, is not about email templates, it's not about drip campaigns. It is actually a place where you can find emails from people from any company. So what it does is it actually scrapes the internet and find emails from great companies. I've seen Chris do this in a number of different cities all over the country. And so I'm going to share that with you. So it is hunter.io, hunter.io. And one of the things I saw in the news yesterday, I think Zillow launched a new feature. So some of you may subscribe to Zillow, but maybe if you're you're part of a startup and you want to find a company that can invest in your company, I know Zillow has a lot of money for that. So if you just type in any domain name, so like Zillow.com, what it does is it finds email addresses that has that same domain name, Zillow.com. So this is something that I've seen Chris use. This is basically the free version. It doesn't actually share the email, but if you pay for their service, they'll actually give you all of it. It's a little creepy, but these are verified people, and they even have the sources. So it's a proven source. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm an NFL fan, so you can really type in anything. You can type in NFL.com, and it'll pull up people in the NFL, which I think is pretty cool. I'm a millennial, so I'm not sure how people did this 50 years ago, but thank God for the internet, because this makes it very easy to really message anyone that you want to, and form relationships with people that you want, especially if you're like me and have a family and don't have time to go out throughout the week to form meaningful relationships. So again, hunter.io, a great place to find people, email addresses, to send those amazing email templates that you're going to copy later today. So hunter.io, I love it. I've seen Chris share that multiple times, and people usually really love it. So I've shared with you now several different tips that you can use, actionable tips that you can use right away to improve your own emails. I've given you places to find websites where you can actually copy emails from other companies that is very similar to Curator, that come from a place of contribution and just want to help people. But now I want to get into 5 email templates. If you're a top producing real estate agent and you need some emails you can send right now, these emails are golden. These emails are absolutely golden. These are emails that are proven. These are emails that I know our clients have used. These are the things that that Chris Smith, one of our co-founders, he shares often at events. So definitely you want to copy these. These are 5 email templates that you can use today. And the first thing I want to focus on is an email strategy that's very simple. It's a 9-word email. So, the purpose of these particular emails is to send emails to your old leads, your old buyer leads, your old sell leads. So these two emails you can use right away, and it's very simple. And the whole goal is to get a response, yes or no. And if you have a large database, you definitely going to get more no's than yeses, and you're being in sales, you're probably used to that. But what if you get 3 or 4 yeses? Are you looking to buy pretty soon? Those are people that you can focus on today to get appointments. And so, are you looking to buy a home soon? Are you still looking to sell a home soon? So follow up with those old leads optimistically. Chris coaches that all the time, and it's something that I try to remember every day as well. So the 9-word email is great. Very simple way to create meaningful conversations today in your database. The next email I'm going to share with you, truly is designed to, create a response or reply. In real estate, one of the common things that I receive, or that I know that other potential buyers receive, are alerts, listing alerts. People can get them from the MLS. You can get them from a number of different websites out there. But receiving a listing alert is usually the most common way that people, an agent would like notify a potential prospect of new listings that hit the market. So one of the things that we coach on at Curator is trying to actually use a listing list, or a list of properties, to actually create a conversation. Would you like me to send you the list? I know that sometimes people get to a website from listings they cannot actually afford. And it seems pretty meaningless to send alerts to people if they don't even like those properties, or maybe they can't even truly afford them. So the purpose of this is to truly create a conversation so that you can begin closing them. That's really the purpose of it. Would you like me to send you a list? And if they say yes, you know exactly what to do. So that's why I wanted to share that email with you. Another thing you find in real estate is past client follow-up. There's a lot of ways to do follow-up with people in your database, especially the people that matter most, your past clients and your sphere of influence. So one of the things I wanted to share is an email that crushed it for our clients last year. I love showing this because it absolutely crushed it. So one of the things that we coach at Curator is something called coupling, where if you find an article that you find interesting, that you should probably send an email about it. So one of the things that we do for our clients is we create emails every single month, just like this. Zillow was off by 40%. And the goal of this email was not to knock Zillow. It was to really showcase why our clients are valuable. You as a real estate agent, you are valuable. A Zestimate, that doesn't compare to a person that you can set up an appointment with to get a home value. So that was the purpose is to make our clients look like rock stars, but more importantly, you pull in people that love Zillow. So it's the first thing you see. You know that your clients love it, even if you may hate it. Zillow off by 40%. But then look at that last line. I love this. If you reply to this email right now with your home address, we will be happy to send you a guesstimate today. I like that, not because of the guesstimate, but because a lot of real estate agents, sometimes you have people in your database, you only have their email address, or maybe you just have their first name, last name, and email address. So when you send out an email with that last line, you've given them so much value, news about Zillow, which that they want to read about. That last line, getting their updated address. I think according to the National Association of Realtors, only about 9% of the people in a real estate agent's database actually work with the same agent. So it's a great way to get updated information in case someone decided not to work with you again. So again, that's why I like that particular past client email. And so if you're trying to find inspiration to create a great email like that one, something that Curator does every single month for our clients, there's a resource that you can use if you're a DIY person, someone that you want to consistently do it all yourself. Well, great. There's a website I want to share with you. It is called buzzsumo.com. And buzzsumo.com, BuzzSumo is a great resource that I know that Chris shares all the time at events. And so if you go to buzzsumo.com, one of the things that it does is it allows you to analyze content practically about anything. And one of the things that he usually does is he usually types in the city that we're in. So I'm here in Orlando, Florida, and if you type in a city name, one of the things it's going to do is it's going to share with you the best content relevant to any city. So in 1 second, we can find the content that's buzzing around any city. So in the last 24 hours in Orlando, here on the left hand side, you can see different dates, 24 hours, a month, a year. So if you type in anything, it's going to find content that you're not going to have to guess about. And what I mean is, you're not going to have to guess if it's interesting or not, because they tell you. That's probably one of the most valuable things. So this particular email, May 23rd, this particular piece of content on May 23rd had over 3,000 Facebook engagement. So it's a great way to find content to write about in your city. So that's why I like buzzsumo.com. Chris shares that a lot at events. So buzzsumo.com is a great resource. In addition to buzzsumo.com, the last thing I actually wanted to share with you is actually an email from a mega agent. So this is an email that I captured, and this particular email, this particular email has actual stats. So it's not to talk about getting opens and reply rates, but when you actually have real tangible stats that you can see what the success of someone, this particular email is from a mega agent. His name is Dean, and you have everything. You have the subject line, you have the email, but here on the left side, you have the actual stats that are absolutely world class. But not only do you have the stats, you have the number of people that the email was sent to. So this particular email was using a technique called segmentation. So segmentation is a great way to actually create more conversations. It's a great way to find a list of people. But then when you actually have the email that you want to send, you know that you're sending an email, for example, to seller prospects. Don't check your Whistler Proper's value. That was a game changer. That subject line is great. 6 words, fantastic. Pretty short. But again, look at the opens and the clicks. So this mega agent had great results from an email, using a technique called segmentation. It's something that we coach here at Curator. And at Curator, that particular email was actually from a Curator client. His name is Dean Linnell, and earlier this month, my co-founders Chris Smith and Jimmy Mackin actually unveiled the Curator brand, which is a smarter way to do email marketing. It is a better way and a more innovative way to do email marketing, something we launched internally on May the 4th. So right now, I'm actually going to unveil, the very first public look at Curator brand. My co-founder Chris Smith, he wrote a book called The Conversion Code, and he specifically did not call that book the Lead Generation Code. So generating leads has become quite easy to do. Actually, here in 2017, in the modern age, very easy to generate leads, but converting leads is actually incredibly difficult. So we are passionate about delivering innovative technologies, and this is our first tool that is focused on lead conversion. So, the author of the Conversion Code has now created a tool that is hyper-focused on lead conversion. I'm happy to unveil that to you, and I'm going to share that with you right now. This is the first public look at the brain. So Curator Brain is very, very simple. Curator Brain was designed to be able to help you find, what emails you can send to people. It is designed to show you, to be very, very easy to find the people you should send it to, so who you should send an email to. And the last thing, how it's done, how easy it is to send it out with Curator Brain. So again, we developed Curator Brain so that you can easily find, an email to send, the list to send it to, and then also to be able to send it out and deliver it in less than a minute. So what you're looking at right now is the Curator Brain interface. And one of the things that you'll see here is at the very top, you can actually sort by open rate and click through rate. So here at the top, Amit, he's a curator client. So all of these emails are from curator clients. So imagine being able to log into a platform where you can see emails from top producing agents and teams. So this is absolutely gorgeous. Is absolutely innovative, and that's why we created it. We wanted a very simple but very effective way to help our clients send out an email that we know crushed it. So look at this email that I actually showed on the webinar, Dean Linnell. And so if you find an email that you like by open rate or click through rate, you'll actually see the email, what he actually sent out. So this is an email that Dean sent out 6 days ago to over 600 prospects. So you can see the results, but you also can see the breakdown, who he actually sent the list to. So if you have a CRM or database, all the tags and labels that you have, those will be pulled into the brain. But one of the coolest features that I love is that if you like Dean's email and you're logged into the brain, you can actually just save it with a click. So with one click, you can actually save any email that you want to use yourself. So I just want to showcase that. But I just found an email that I know was performing well inside the brain. But you can also find emails that performed well in the last 30 days. You can also find a list. If you have a list of 5,000 people, you can actually find people inside the brain that has a list very similar to yours. So people that the most common database size that I hear a lot is between 500 to 1,000. I know that's something that many of you may have. So if you wanted to find someone that has high open rates in the last 7 days, that has a database the same size as yours, you have that instantaneously inside of the brain. And that is absolutely world-class way to find amazing emails. So I showed you great ways to find emails from websites and that I shared on this call. But imagine you can log into a place and you find all great emails from top producers that are proven. These are emails from top producing real estate agents that are curator clients. So that is absolutely world-class way to find top performing emails. That's one other thing I wanted to share with you, and that is search. So not only can you just find some of the best ones, but if you know that maybe you wanted to send an email about an open house that you're doing this coming weekend, you can find emails about that. So if I pull up Jim's email about open houses, you can easily save that as well. But you'll also notice that he uses links, typically back to the website. So if you click on an email, it's a live email, and you can actually go to the content. So there's Jim's blog about his open house. So that's one thing I love, is that if they're actually blogging or doing something really cool in the email, sharing something unique content, all of that is there within the email. So I've shown you great ways to find emails inside of the brain, and I'm just curious to you'll let me know in the chat. I'm going to check out the chat later on the call. But what do you think about the brain thus far? But find great emails. But again, determining who you send it to, we made that very easy as well. So to create an email, all you need to do is click on create a new blast. And we made it very simple, very easy for our clients to use lists that we've determined are a great list to send to. So we have email lists like money pages, magic moments, buyers or sellers, past clients or sphere of influence. But if you wanted to create your own list of people, you can actually create that. So you can create a list of people, maybe people who visited your website 7 days ago, or maybe 24 hours ago. So we made it very easy to find an email, but also who to send it to. And I think that will be, again, there's a lot of different ways, a lot of different tags that you could use. Maybe you want to send an email to someone who looked at your listing from an ad that you ran. So a lot of simple ways to create a list in the brain. And so once you've determined the people that you want to send that email to, you simply click the list and then you continue. And then we made it very easy for you to write your message. So one of the things that I did was actually saved an email from Dean's, but in 1 second, you can actually load that. So you can load the template that you saved. You don't have to copy and paste. It's saved for you inside of the brain. Then you can easily load that to send out. So we made it extremely easy to find amazing emails, find a list of people to send them to, and then send out an email in practically no time. So I just want to show you that. I'm curious to know what you guys think about the brain. Again, these are emails from top producing agents and teams, finding a list of people in your database to send an email to, and then we made it very easy to then deploy that. Very, very simple in the brain. And so simplicity, that's what Curator is all about. We want our clients to focus on people, not trying to find, copy, dig around to find emails that you can swipe. Imagine you could take those from top producing agents and teams, all that are Curator clients. So we work with top producing agents and real estate teams, and we want you to, if you've been following along in the brain, taking snapshots, what I want you to do right now is go to social media, go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I want you to do, create a post, create a message with the hashtag Curator Brain. And my one of our co-founders, Chris Smith, is actually live right now. He's on social media. He wants to see those hashtags. Anyone that goes out and creates the message, you go ahead and put that on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and he's going to select someone to receive a free copy of the conversion code. So create a message with the hashtag Curator Brain, and you're going to win an opportunity. You'll have an opportunity to win a free copy of Chris's latest book, The Conversion Code. But if you want access to the brain right now, put your number in the chat. I can tell you that we work very exclusive. Put your number in the chat right now. Put your phone in the chat right now. Because if you want access to the brain, it's very, very exclusive. And our current clients, they absolutely love it. In fact, we unveiled this again in our mastermind group earlier this month. And here's some of the feedback that I found inside of our group. And these are our clients that have been with us for 2 years, for 3 years, for 40 years, people that have given us $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So, these are people that already have been having great success with Curator, like Brian Curtis. Love the money pages. That rocks. So if you want to find, those money pages are people that visited your testimonials page, your abouts page. So that's what Brian loved about the brain. Joe Herrera, he's someone that I talked about on one of my webinars this year. He has, their Facebook business pages, the Joe Taylor Group. And he says, if anyone needs me in the next week or so, I'll be stepping up my email game. Again, email marketing gives you a 38x return for every dollar spent. And one of our clients, she's been a longtime client. I think she's been with us for at least 3 or 4 years. Sarita Dua, she's a top producing agent in Portland. I just finished watching the video. And what she says here at the very bottom, I absolutely love. This is your brain, and this is your brain on Curator Brain. So if you've seen commercials in the past, I remember, growing up in the 90s about the Dare commercials, and your brain's on drugs. And this is your brain on Curator Brain. So we've unleashed our first lead conversion tool, which is a smarter way to help you convert more leads, a smarter way to help you use email marketing, a smarter way where you can log in every single day and find emails from top producing agents and real estate teams. So put your zip code and the cell phone in the chat right now. This is our latest and greatest innovation. And I'm proud and I'm very grateful to unveil it to you today, because you are only going to get the brain in very limited capacity. So put your zip code in your cell phone in the chat right now. We are sold out in a lot of markets, unfortunately. We are sold out in Atlanta. We're sold out in places like Tampa. We're sold out in many, many cities. And let me tell you something. If you want access to Curator, it is going to sell out. We're going to do many publications about the brain. We're going to show, we're going to do so many promotions about this brain. If you want access to the brain, the best emails from top producing agents and teams that are proven, put your zip code in your cell phone in the chat right now. If you talk to me or my colleague Darren or Jeremy this month, please put your sign the agreement. If you're ready to move forward, sign the agreement. But if you like the brain, if you like the brain and being able to find great email content, we do a lot as well. We do a bunch of other things as well. So we also include a website, an IDX, a blog, landing pages. So if you need anything like that, we Curator is not just the brain. However, the brain feeds all of this. So if you notice that some of those websites linked, some of those emails linked to our website. So if you need a website, IDX, we provide those things as well. And not only do we provide great email content to swipe from top producing agents and real estate teams, we also share with you Facebook ads, top performing Facebook ads that are also proven. So when you hire a curator, day one, you're gonna have access to top performing emails, top performing ads. So we provide those every single week to our clients. And so this is something that you can easily pull amazing Facebook ads. And again, we share this to curator clients only. So with Curator, we made it very simple to you to choose one system where you can do email marketing, where you can have a website and landing pages. There's a lot of tools out there, but we've created a system, but more importantly, we've created a framework that is proven for our company, but also for top producing agents and real estate teams. So Curator, we are a full service digital marketing and technology company. We have a premium service for top producing agents and teams. If you want access to the brain, if you want access to Curator, put your zip code and your phone in the chat right now. We have 2 different packages, and I want to go through our terms slowly. I want to go through these terms very slowly. So Curator base, it is $1,275 a month. So imagine getting access to the brain for $1,275 a month, our website, our IDX, the blog, everything that we do. That is $1,275 per month. But we also, when you hire a curator, it does require a marketer. And that marketer could be you. That marketer could be someone on your team. And that marketer could be a curator employee, someone here at Curator that has been trained by my coach, Chris Smith. Someone has been trained on marketing, Facebook ads, landing pages, the brain. Imagine if you had someone whose sole job was to stay in the brain to find amazing content. So you have that option. It's called Curator with Marketer. That is $3,000 a month. And we wanted to make sure that we priced that in a way that made a lot of sense. If you wanted to hire someone right now to do marketing, the average in your industry in real estate is between $30,000 and $40,000 just for the person. So with Curator, if you want an actual person to do your marketing for you, they do weekly ads. They blog for you every single week. So if you need a person like that on your team, the marketer package is great. So if you go from the base to the marketer, you're only paying an additional $1,275 a month. And then, of course, you need $500 in ads minimum. So those are our 2 packages. For both agreements, it is 6 months long. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks to get everything set up. And again, we are exclusive by market. So put your zip codes in the chat box right now and your cell phone. Our team is standing by. We will sell out in your market. And again, 2 zip codes per client, 2 clients per zip code. So that's a very simple ways for us to track how many clients we have. So even if you work in more than 2 zip codes, give us 2. We will reach out to you and we'll have a discussion. But if you want access to the brain, you want one of the first people that access this. We share this with our clients, the brain, earlier this month. If you're ready to move forward, you've seen a demo on Curator, you've talked to Darren, Jeremy, or I, sign the agreement because I'm actually going to give you a special. So all this month, there has not been any promotions that we've used. So now is your opportunity. If you've already connected with Curator on a demo and you have an agreement in your hands and you want to lock up your market because people are going to want the brain, sign your agreement now and we'll get things started for you. And here's how it's going to work. The special, I'm going to mail you, we're going to mail anyone who signs up today on the webinar, you're going to receive a Yeti cooler. So the Yeti cooler is a luxury cooler. It's a type of cooler that people want to buy, but it's a $300 cooler, so it's not something that people put off. Is not don't have a sense of urgency to buy. So if you sign up with Curator today, you're going to get a free Yeti cooler. Memorial Day is right around the week, right around the corner. The summer is almost here as well. So you're going to get a free Yeti cooler. We're going to make sort of reduce that friction for the first month payment. You're going to get $300 off your first month. So if you sign up with Curator today, is going to be $975 that you pay today. And then, of course, we're going to ship you off a Yeti cooler. But also, the first two people that sign, I'm sure there's two people that have signed already, you're going to get a one-on-one call with Chris Smith. He gets paid $10,000 an hour to train agents on sales and marketing. I don't know. I mean, I'm thankful that I get one-on-one calls from him a lot, but I can tell you that for me, the coaching that he's given me over the last 3 years, 4 years, even when I was at my previous company, Chris is a world-class coach. If you sign up, you're going to get a one-on-one call with him, and 1 hour with him is less is actually more expensive than Curator for 6 months. So if you sign up for Curator today, again, you're going to get a free Yeti cooler. You're going to get $300 off the first month, and you're going to get a one-on-one call with Chris Smith. And unfortunately, Curator, we're sold out in a lot of places. And if I've talked to you in the last 3 years I've been with Curator, you know we've sold out in a lot of places. And I talk to people and they get added to what's called a wait list. Don't get added to a wait list. Put your zip code and your cell phone in the chat right now, and we're going to get you started. We're going to at least reach out to you to make sure to see if the area is open, because we are sold out in a lot of places. And again, put your zip code and your cell phone in the chat. And I've covered a lot of things today. I've covered, some tips that you can use right away. I've covered some websites where you can find, free inspiration and, copy email templates that a lot of amazing companies are sharing for free. I've also, given you some emails that you could copy. I've covered the brain and how that works for our current clients and any of our new clients that are signing up right now. So I'm going to now open up the channel to Q&A, because I definitely covered a lot today. And again, if you're ready to move forward, put your zip code and your cell phone in the chat. Our team is standing by. Also, we have a live chat. If you go to curator.com, you can reach out to our team. We have a couple individuals that can have a conversation with you there as well. So now I'm going to go into the actual chat, and I'm just curious I'm sure there's a lot of questions. And so let's check those out. I want to see what questions that people have. Let's see here. All right. So I have a couple of questions here I'm digging through. Does the brain replace your current mass email tool? Does the Curator brain replace your current mass email technology? Yes. So Curator brain is a technology that helps you find messages from top producing agents and teams, proven messages. It also helps you find the appropriate list that we build for you, or that you build for yourself, to send that message out to. And then we made it very simple, very easy to deploy that message. So yes, the Curator brain will replace your mass email tool. It doesn't matter which one you have. But yes, we feel like it is definitely the most latest and greatest, most innovative way to do email marketing. And again, we use segmentation for that. So I see there's a lot of numbers in the chat. I know our team is busy right now. And so again, put your zip code and your number in the chat. Don't let your zip code, your area is sold out. We only allow 2 people typically for every 100,000 in population. So it's not just about the zip codes, guys. Put your zip codes in the chat. We're going to figure it out how you can become a Curator client that doesn't hurt our current clients, but it gets you on board with us. Again, we are a people work company. We want to help you focus on focus on the people. Imagine getting all those emails every single day, logging in the Curator. I'll be logging in there every day. I'm logging in there every day now, but if you're an agent, seeing all of that access from proven email messages with the stats from top producing agents, people in your industry, that is gold. That is absolutely, that's innovative. That's something that, Chris and Jimmy wanted to develop for our clients. And if you become a client right now, you're going to get access to that. So put your zip code and your cell phone in the chat. So I have another question about the brain. Do we get brain once the website goes live? Yeah, so here's how it's going to work when you sign up with Curator. We're going to build you a website. Typically, setting up Curator takes about 4 to 6 weeks. And then at that point, we're going to do scheduled coaching and training. We prefer to do group training. When you're when we do group training, there's new curator clients, but sometimes there's some older clients there as well. And some people tend to ask questions that you may not ask. So we do coaching and training after setup, but yes, you will be given the brain once the website is set up, and on average it takes about 4 weeks. That's a great question, Natalie. And we have other questions here. And I hope you guys have great takeaways. Please let me know what you guys thought about the tips and the strategies. I think there's a lot of ways to find great content, and that's what I wanted to provide today. So I'm curious to let me know. Give me a thank you. I put a lot of work into this, and I see there's tons of numbers in the chat, and we have other questions. So we have questions about law firms and mortgage people. If the curator brain is going to be made available. So tomorrow, I know we actually have an event for people that are non-real estate agents. So I know that's something that our company has talked about. So the moment we have something, sometime next month, next year, when we have something, we will definitely reach out. If you're if you're not a real estate agent and you're on this call and you're trying to figure out how you can access to the brain for yourself, access to curator, that's something that you will definitely be hearing announcements about here later this year or very, very soon. We have another question about curator. And a lot of great questions. If you have any questions about curator, about the webinar, the tips, the brain, we can cover that for these questions. Also, if you have other questions about curator, the websites, the IDXs, or what all the other things that we do, I'm willing to talk about that as well. Question from Caleb. How does curator know which users are on our site in the last 24 hours? Caleb, to really answer that question, it truly shows to answer that, to really help you answer that. I really need to showcase some other key components of curator. So at the beginning of the webinar, I talked about CAB. We have this framework called CAB. It's CAB. It's how we help our clients get results. And one of the first things that we create for you is a website. So your question is, how do we help you find who's visiting the website? So we build you a website, and this website, it has an amazing design. It has something called landing pages. So we help our clients, generate leads, online leads from places like Facebook or Instagram, let's say. But we build you a website, and one of the coolest things that we have with the website, I'm just going to pull up one of our client websites. I'll go to Callie Dalton. She's in Southern Virginia. I know sometimes people think like, oh, is the brain only in places like Miami or LA? The cool thing about the brain is imagine of a top producing agent in LA that's doing an email right now or next week, and you can send that to your list. That's one of the coolest things about brain. But one of the ways that we find who's visiting it is we help our clients generate traffic to a website. The website has a blog. The website has an IDX. And a lot of our clients, one of the things that they do is they use Facebook ads. So our clients are generating leads online using Facebook ads. And more importantly, they're pushing the traffic to the website. So that's how we know if someone does an ad campaign and they use the website. It's very simple. That's how we're able to track who's actually using it. And of course, if you want to send out an email to someone who visited your website today, the brain has great emails for that as well. But that's a great question, Caleb. So what is the cost for using the brain? So Tom, the cost of using the brain, that is $1,275 per month. So Curator, we are a company that we work with small businesses, and to get access to the brain, it's $1,275 per month. But we're not just giving you access to the brain. We're going to give you the website. We're going to give you the IDX if you're a real estate agent. We're going to give you the blog. So if you want access to the brain, it is $1,275 a month base. So that is our base package. But that's a very good question, Tom. At this moment, we don't sell the brain without everything else because it doesn't make any sense to do that. But that's a really good question. Victor has a question about the brain. Yeah, we'll definitely reach out to you, Victor, Judy. Jessica. We're going to be reaching out. David, John, Sheila, Tim. I think Tim. I'm not sure. I think you're. I'm not sure if you're a past client or what, but welcome back. If you go to our testimonials page, in fact, there are people. We Curator gives a lot, right? We give a lot. We give a lot of ideas. We give Facebook ads. We give emails that you should use. And sometimes people, I think they think if they have all these ideas, maybe they just go out and do it themselves. And if you go to our testimonials page, curator.com/testimonials, you'll see tons of feedback from our clients. And again, our clients pay a minimum of $1,275 per month, and many of them have been paying that for years. And so if you're trying to figure out if you want a curator, some people have been crushing it without the brain. So imagine day one, if you're a new client, the moment your website launches, you're going to get the brain. So someone has already figured out the best emails to send out, the best types of blogs and messages to send. You just need to sign up. So if you haven't put your zip code in your cell phone in the chat right now, you should definitely do that. But I want to go through some of these testimonials because I'm one of two people, me and my colleague Darren, two people that have brought on the vast majority of curator clients. And as I said before, we're about people work, and we like to keep it real on the website. If you go to curator.com/testimonials, you'll see some of the feedback our clients have given. About 6 months ago, I made a tough decision to leave Curator. Oh my God. But he came back. So if you go to chat and if you look at any of these testimonials, one of the coolest things is if you click on their face, if you click on their picture, it's actually going to redirect you to that client website. So if we click on Chad Priest, someone who left Curator and they came back, once you go Curator Brain, I guarantee you're not going to want to leave and come back. You're not going to want to go back to anything else. Why would you? That is innovative than what I just showed today, guys. Put your zip code in your cell phone in the chat right now if you want to secure your market, because it definitely will sell out. So any client website, if you scroll down to the bottom, see their phone number, their email, you can reach out to them. Our clients love us, and we try to showcase that on the website. And look at his website. It's absolutely gorgeous. It creates a cinematic experience. But again, I'm going to go back to the questions. I know there's a lot shared there. Again, guys, I've been on the call an hour. If you have any more questions, once we leave, we won't be able to easily communicate with you. And I know you guys probably have appointments, but if you're interested in getting a call from us, please reach out. You're going to get $300 off the first month. You're going to get that Yeti water cooler that we're going to mail out to you. So again, if you sign up today, you're going to get $300 off, and you're going to get that Yeti water cooler. And you're going to, the first two people I'm sure is already gone. You get a one call with Chris Smith, my coach. He's helped me quadruple the amount of money I made. I used to work for a company called Dotloop. They're a transaction management company. Zillow acquired them about 1.5 years ago, and I'm proud to work there. But at Curator, we help people make money. Email marketing is about making money. Your website should be a tool to help you make money. So if you're still at this point, if you've gotten a demo or call from Curator before in the past, if you've been following Jimmy and Chris, you definitely need to put your zip code in the trap. Because Curator is better than it's ever been. The website, the landing pages, the Facebook ads. So these are all things that you should definitely be considering about Curator. Robert has another question. I was on a call that went long. Can I get access to the webinar? Yes, this call was recorded, and I'm going to jump off here probably in the next 10 minutes. But I love that there's still tons and tons of people on the call. So please, if you have other questions, I'm going to go through those here for about 10 more minutes. So Kara has a question. Does the brain have a contact management? We still need to. So if you're asking question, does it have contact management, sort of like a CRM? The brain in of itself is not a CRM. However, it can connect to a CRM. So if you're a Curator client, if you become a Curator client, there is a CRM that we provide you. We're going to set up all your action plans, all your campaigns for all of your leads. And then the brain, of course, will be connected to that. Jeff, we will definitely be following up. Samantha, thank you for joining. Great questions here. Another question. Is there a website to check out? Yeah, Tony. Again, if you go to curator.com/testimonials, you click on any client photo, it's actually going to pull you to their website. You can check out what we've built for our clients thus far. Again, it's $1,275 a month. The base cost today, you're going to get $300 off. You get that and the water, the actual cooler. It's not a water cooler; it's just an actual cooler, Yeti cooler. Another question from Gina. Same thing. Is there a CRM that you recommend for past clients? Is there a CRM that I recommend? A lot of our clients, they use a CRM called Follow Up Boss. So that's something that you could use, Gina. But there's tons of CRMs. One of the things that something to think about any CRM is the way that it helps you follow up. So past clients are important. And again, the way we help you follow up with past clients, our brain is going to connect to your CRM. And we do provide you one, Gina. So the brain is connected to your CRM, to your database. All of your current lists, any labels or tags that you have that exist, the brain is going to pull that out. And then, so when you decide to send out a message from brain, you can select those lists and then easily send that out. So again, great question, Gina. But yeah, there's tons of CRMs out there. They're all very similar. Ron has a question. How many sites do you sell in a geographic area? So it's very simple, Ron. 2 zip codes per client, 2 clients per zip code. Put your zip codes in the chat. Our team will reach out to you. But it's very simple. We use zip codes as a way to track the number of clients that we hire. Our goal is not to have 15 or 20 agents have our system in an area, or even sometimes 10 or 5. If you're in an area where you have 50,000 people, we're typically going to probably bring on about 2 clients in the entire city. So your city may have 40, 50 zip codes, but give us your zip codes. That helps us track to see, if we have availability. And trust me, if it's open, you're definitely going to want that spot, Ron, because it definitely is going to sell out, especially when we announce the brain to the rest of the world. Great question. Can you go back and show us the brain and display all the stages? So Samantha has a question. Can I go back into the brain and show you display all stages? I like to see the stages that you use in the system. Yeah, I can definitely show you the brain. Again, guys, I'm going to be on the call for probably about 5 more minutes. So I'm going to show something else in the brain. I'm going to make sure I get that, that right. Make sure I get your question right. So I'm going to go back here. So any questions about the brain? I'm in the brain now. Feel free to ask. So Samantha wants me to check out the stages. So you want to see all the stages that you use in the system. So I know some of the stages that our clients are using. So I think you're probably thinking about the actual lists that people are sending to. So there's a lot of different stages inside the CRM, and to make it easy, I'm just going to go to the actual create portion, the create a list portion inside of the brain. But there's a lot of lists, a lot of ways to actually label and send an email to. So we have some audiences that we create for you. So if I create a new list, so there's a lot of different stages. So there's pending, there's seller, there's lead, past client. So imagine you want to send an email to a past client that you found inside of the brain. You basically find the email, you save it, you then create a list, and you're going to go to past clients. So there's a lot of ways to customize a list, but a lot of those are lists that you may want based on stages. We're going to create for you. So if you want a list for buyers, sellers, your sphere of influence, your past clients, we create that for you. But you can also create a list by a source. You can also send out an email or create a list based on the length of time they've been inside the database. So if you want to send an email to everyone that registered this month on your website or been to your database from any source, there's a lot of ways to filter out who you actually send an email to. Maybe you want to send an email to not just a stage, but who visited specific pages. So maybe you created a blog about your open houses and you want to send an email to that specific list. So there's a lot of creative ways inside the brain to send out emails, but stages is definitely something that's very, very important. So I know there's probably other questions in here. Again, I'm going to be on the call for another 5 minutes. Uh, so let's see here. I'll find a really good one. Yeah, if you're a current client, you're definitely you already have access to the brain. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that. You know, it's not, but that's pretty interesting that one of our clients thought they had to upgrade to it, and the brain is definitely an upgrade. Like if you're a curator client, the brain is an upgrade. Like and is definitely valuable enough to charge for it. But we are a people work company. Again, if you hire a curator, if you're a new client, you're gonna get access to the brain. That's Gina. Yeah, you're gonna get access to the brain. That's funny. Um, our Canadian clients, if you're in Canada, US, put your postal codes if you're in Canada, and typically those first 3 digits that really focus on an area. So I think the postal codes in Canada, there's like six digits. Put your first three, and we can check your area as well. So yeah, sorry for leaking out those our guys from Canada. So if you're in Canada, you're a top producing agent. Put your postal code in the chat. Yeah, the first 3 digits, preferably. That's going to make it very easy for our team to be able to track if your area is available. Sheila, I know you had questions about the brain. I think we may have answered those. A lot of zip codes. So guys, don't let your area sell out. I can't tell you as a curator employee when I have to tell someone you're on a wait list. That's not very people work. My co-founder, one of our co-founders, Chris Smith, he wrote a book called People Work, and it's about putting people first in the digital first world. Don't let your area sell out because it will. And then you could call us, and then like the area sold out, you want the brain. You won't be able to get it. We're not selling the brain separately. Definitely it is valuable to do that, but that will put our clients at a disadvantage for sure based on our exclusivity. So we allow people to hire us on a very limited basis, 2 zip codes per client, 2 clients per zip code. Very exclusive, is one of the best exclusivities, if not the best, in the real estate industry for sure. So put your zip code or your postal code in the chat. And again, the discount, again, $300 off, and the Yeti cooler. That's what you're going to get today if you sign up. Yeah, and the brain is part of the basic program. So if you sign up for either package, and I'm going to go back to that, if you sign up for either package, curator, basic, your base system, or with the marketer, you're going to get the brain. I can't stress enough. Yeah, the brain is sort of a curator service. So for $1,275 a month, you get the brain, you get the website, the IDX, the blog, the Facebook ideas. We provide our clients with the best performing ads across our network as well, including the brain, the best email. So that is absolutely world class, guys. We try to make it as simple as possible. If you wanted to do an email about home's value and you wanted to list to sellers, you send that out instantaneously in the brain. It takes you 2 minutes. Like doing an email in 2 minutes from an email that's proven, that's absolutely world class. But then we give you the website, the landing pages, the Facebook ads as well. That is, I think $1,275 is cheap. I probably need to talk to Chris. We need to increase it to $3,000 a month. I don't know. I think the base package should be the marketer package, because getting what we provide with the brain and what we give our clients, that is definitely worth $1,275. I know, because I've been selling Curator for 3 years now, and we've been selling it for $1,275 or more without the brain. And the brain is an absolute game changer, guys. So put your zip in the chat. I'm going to log off here very soon. And we definitely want to reach out to you. So the base package, again, yes, you're going to get the brain. That's a great question. And again, the webinar is recorded, guys. I love the questions. I love that there's so many people on. But another question from Tony. Is there a website to check out proven Facebook ads? Yes, there is a website. So Curator, we've created a website called gradeMyAds.com. So if you're not a Curator client, if you're just a real estate agent or someone that does Facebook marketing, we created a tool called grademyads.com. I actually unveiled this a couple of months ago. So if you're someone that's just passionate about Facebook marketing, you can actually just go to grademyads.com. And what this tool does, it actually will give you a grade for every single ad that you've done. So if you've been spending money on Facebook ads, it's going to give you your average spend. For example, one of a curator clients, Laura Reynolds, she spends about in the last 3 months, she spent about $1,800 on Facebook ads. That's roughly about $600 a month. But it's going to give you a score, and it's also going to show you your top performing ads. So if curator's too expensive, and curator is definitely only for certain people. It truly is a premium service. At $1,275 a month. But this tool is going to show you give you actionable advice on how to improve your own ads. So if curator's doesn't make sense right now, still put your zip code in the chat. We can add you to our list. But this tool, grademyads.com, is gold. It can show you where you're at right now, doing it yourself without a world-class company like Curator helping you get that done. But again, it's not just about generating leads, right? It's not only about generating leads, the lead conversion. And so Curator Brain is the first lead conversion tool that we've created as a company, and I'm very, very proud of that. So I'm going to answer one more question. Again, I'm going to stay on for one more minute. And let's see here. What happens if your market is not available? Good question. So if you've given us your zip and your cell, and our team has reached out to you, if it's not available, you go on a wait list. And things happen. We've have clients merge together. We have clients get married. We have all sorts of things happen. So sometimes the spot opens. People retire. People sell their business. There's a lot of things that happen. So we'll add you to our wait list, and if a spot opens up, I guarantee you someone on our staff is going to reach out to you immediately. A great question, but that's all the time I have for you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed the email marketing strategies that you can copy. Again, this was recorded. If you sign up with Curator, thank you for your business. If you're a current client, thank you for your business. If you're a new client, thank you for your new business. And thank you for taking advantage of the promotion today. Thanks for your time.